Listen, act, and share. I received a magazine from Luther Seminary this week, and they presented Listen, Act, Share as 3 steps to deepen our connection with God, our neighbors, and our community. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Figuring out a way to deepen our relationship with God, our neighbors, and our community all at the same time. So, what is this magic formula? What's the secret sauce of this listen, act, and share? Over the next few weeks, I will walk through these steps individually and then try to lay out how the whole process fits together. This week, we will start where we always should start, which is listen. Listen comes before act. This means we must listen to our neighbors and our community before we go out and do something in the community, right? If you've ever seen the movie Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner's character builds a baseball field in the middle of a cornfield for no other reason than he kept hearing a voice, "If you build it, they will come." So he plowed under his cornfield, and everyone thought he was crazy. But because it was Hollywood, the ghosts of an old baseball team showed up, and he was vindicated. And in the end, he was reunited with his father for a catch. And everyone that was in the movie theater cried, and everyone lived happily ever after. And we act like this sometimes, don't we? We get a great idea in our head. We spend a lot of time, energy, and resources on building a program or an event. But unfortunately, our story doesn't have this happy ending. We end up disappointed and we blame the nameless, faceless people that didn't show up. Why don't people come to church anymore, we ask? And this is the point of listen, act, share. We don't have unlimited resources, and we can't afford to take the "if we build it, they will come" approach. So before doing anything, we must first stop to listen. But to whom are we listening? Well, if we leave God out of the mix, I think we're probably doing it wrong, right? When we add God, I think then it becomes more like a listening and looking. So we step out of our walls of the church and we venture out into the community where we can find God. Where is God at work? And when we do this, we should be curious. We should ask questions of our neighbors and our community leaders out in these spaces. And if we're listening to God, we won't be asking church questions. Why aren't you coming to church, for example, is the classic church question. But we're going to ask God questions. A God question is, what is God up to in our neighborhood and how can we join? And we may not say it exactly like that when talking to our neighbors, but it could sound something like, "Hi, I'm Sean from First Lutheran Church down the street, and I'm wondering what you think could make this neighborhood a little better, maybe a little friendlier or safer. And how might we help participate in that?" Now, finally, we must listen to one another. For the month of July, we will have an easel in the gathering area at church with sticky notes close by. And we would like you to take time entering into this listening activity with us, with God and our neighbors, and put your ideas, but not your ideas, the ideas we get from living out this practice. Dream big, dream small, it doesn't matter. This is brainstorming in communion with our neighbors and with God. And over the month of July, have some of these conversations out in our community so we can make sure we are listening to our neighbors and getting their ideas up on this easel and not just ours. With an easel full of ideas at the end of July, we will then be in a great position to engage with one another, to listen to one another as we move forward along with this Spirit-led process. Now, if you have an idea you want added to the board but can't make it in, feel free to send me an email or give me a call. Peace to you for the rest of the week. Thanks be to God.